if you're watching this, man, I don't know where they got hero from, but yeah, you're a role model for sure.
What is a top-notch but non-football related skill that you possess?
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
I'm actually, I wouldn't say like world class, but
Yet.
I would say I'm very good at ping pong. I would say like physicality, speed, my strength attributes. I pride a lot of myself in my speed. That's been one of my, I would say, my main strengths leading up to bringing me here now. I mean, just being more calm about it. Like leading up to it, I was very antsy, like just very like nervous because I was like my first roster on top of my first debut.
What's up, guys? It's Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin. It's the Union Report with Monterey Bay FC, and we have with us today Tarik Scott. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing great. Yeah, I think you brought that Texas heat with you, man. It's a scorcher.
You know, it's toasty today out there, not gonna lie.
So, Tarik, I wanted to start out just talking about your pedigree in footballing. You have such a pedigree from such a young age, and coming on loan to Monterey Bay FC from MLS side, FC Dallas. Sorry, tongue twister. How do you think the time here on loan benefits you as your career in general?
It was definitely a major step up. You know, I was playing in the next pro league for most of my games with FC Dallas in my tenure there, and it reached a point where I just felt kind of stagnant in the process, but wasn't like quite big enough to make the jump to the first team, just getting minutes here and there. So I just felt like I was kind of getting stuck. So then I talked to the club about it, and obviously therefore they helped me get here and get this process started. And since I've been here, it's been a big boost for me. I mean, personally, I felt I've already been pushed a lot, pushing trainings, pushing the games. It's a new environment, new system, just new everything, which is what I needed, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, so according to our research, you're a product of the FC Dallas Youth Academy since 2011 when you were 5. I know when I was 5, I was still figuring out if I should eat grass or not. So that's really impressive. Around what age did you and your family start to think that soccer might be a professional career possibility for you?
I think it was always like in the back of my mind a possibility, like the same with my parents. But I feel obviously my parents they always had the belief in me and my brother. But I think for me personally, I really felt like it was a real like opportunity when I was about, I think, really young, to be honest, still like 10, like 9, 10 ages, because as my brother reached the academy system, like the older academy ages, and we saw like his teammates getting pushed to the first team, to the second team, just making their debuts, getting signed freshly. And from there, it was like, it's no longer a pipe dream. You know, I'm in a system where they're going to, pro players that their products are going to play first in games. And I was like, okay, I have that chance and I'm going to work at it. And then from there, I've just been climbing the ranks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you're a member, well, you have been and continue to be a member of MLS Next Pro, North Texas SC. And how has that experience been for you? And then what has it been like reconnecting with Nico Gordon, who is also a former teammate?
It was good. I mean, especially like I made my debut at 16 in the league in their first the inaugural season, sorry. And I scored my brace on my debut. And then from there, I was ecstatic. You know, I was playing professional soccer. It was a really good bridge for me to making the jump to the academy before making the full pro jump. But it was a good stepping stone to see like all the different players that are not just my age, but older as well, getting more competition. And then obviously we were fortunate enough, God bless us, with an opportunity to have a really solid team last year and make it all to the finals and bring home the championship trophy. And Nico was a very instrumental part of that. He got team of the year, captain for the team. He was doing the same thing he is now out here, just locking on the back line. So it was good to come out here and see a familiar face.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I find your development over the years just really interesting, you know, starting with the youth academy when you're so young and then the different stops you've made along the way. And I know one of them was in 2022, I believe, when you were able to participate with the Bayern Munich World Squad, which I didn't know too much about, but it kind of sounds like a Ivy League academy of soccer, top prospects that can kind of apply. Is that correct? And
yeah,
part of that. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, it was a really crazy experience. I didn't even know like what it was at all. Much like you, like I just got a email from my agent and we had to talk about it, and pretty much they just choose mostly one player from every country around the world. Not every country, but about 23 countries around the world to come together and pretty much train, play games for a week, and then we just pretty much build camaraderie. And then we go back home for a certain period of time, and then we come back, and then we do more games, and then play obviously the Bayern Munich under 19 team. But it was a crazy experience, to say the least.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're literally talking about hundreds and hundreds of potential applicants, and then they're only choosing, I don't know the exact number, but I think only a few dozen or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I run in like that 23 region, and then yes, from there it's just who they feel like it's not necessarily like I wouldn't say the top talents for every country, but the talents that are like maybe in the lesser developed areas
Mm-hmm.
in certain countries, so they can get a chance to put their name out there and have that opportunity.
And did you get a chance while you were there to kind of immerse yourself in the Bayern nostalgia and the history of the
Yeah, it was
club?
definitely it was a experience. Like we saw like all like behind the scenes of the club, like all the trophy rooms, their academy systems. They even had like this really cool like room. I don't know how much I could talk about it, but it was definitely
Kill us.
yeah. Yeah, no, they're kind of private with that life, so I don't want to expose too much. But it was definitely a great experience being able to just have people from different countries in the world. You know, we have guys speaking Japanese, we got guys from Nigeria, we got guys from Brazil. We're just trying to piece together like 1, 2 words together, trying to find ways to communicate. But yeah, it was an experience for the ages.
And so you made your MLS debut last season against FC Cincinnati. How was that experience? What's the most, I guess, tangible thing you took away from that where you're like, I got to remember this for the next time?
I would just say just having like just being more calm about it. Like I was so leading up to it, I was very antsy, like just very like nervous because I was like my first roster on top of my first debut. So I was there and I was just like warming up, and then I was expecting like 5 minute run out, and the coach called me like minute 65 or something, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I got in, and then but when I was in it, I felt good. I mean, obviously there are times where I like lost possession, but overall I was just really calm, like more calm than usual. Now I can understand. I was like, okay, like this isn't much different than what I'm doing. It's just a little faster, but nothing that I can't keep up with. And then I was able to use that in the following games that I played in. And then I think for the most part, I made an impact in the rest of the games I played in because of that.
So one of those things where leading up to it, it's all in your head and you're like, oh no. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
I know
most
exactly
definitely.
what to do.
I've been doing this for the last like 18 years, so I get some experience now.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a little audible before my next official question. I'm just curious, when you found out you were going to be on the MLS roster for the first time, did you find out in any special way, or did you just like read your name off a piece of paper?
Yeah, it was literally we have like the match day -1 presentations, and they usually go over the lineup there. So like the weeks prior, like literally I had I wasn't really training with the first team. I was strictly over North Texas. And then obviously the coaching change happened, and I had a good relationship with the coach, the interim manager, and he had a lot of faith in my abilities. So I wasn't expecting much like in terms of like roster. I was like, okay, I'm training with the team now, like it feels good. And they were doing the presentation, then I like look a little closer and I see my name on the lineup. So I was like, okay, that's nice. I guess I'm in the lineup this game. So
All right, and then moving on to my official question. Last year, as we've already discussed, was a big year for you. In addition to your MLS debut, you won the championship, and you also got 2 caps with the Jamaican under-20 squad. What was that like?
it was a really good experience, you know. I was just in between, like not really in between. I was mainly focused on the U.S. at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had a conversation with my parents about it and my agents about it, and they were just for whatever I wanted to do. Obviously, my parents are Jamaican, and they wanted me to. My mom wanted me to play for Jamaica really bad. So when I had the opportunity, I remember the coaches called me when I was doing training on my own, and then I was ecstatic. I was really excited to go, and obviously, it was a much more different experience. It was definitely like a learning experience for me, being able to go like there. Like we weren't in Jamaica, we were in Trinidad, but to be part of like the Jamaican system and then see how they play, how they operate, it was definitely a learning experience for me.
Yeah, hopefully more caps for you in the future.
Hopefully so.
So kind of switching gears from your experience to on the field, how would you define your style of play and what aspect of your game best describes you?
I would say like physicality, speed, my strength attributes. I pride a lot of myself in my speed. That's been one of my, I would say my main strengths leading up to bringing me here now. I mean, I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to have the physique that I do. And then obviously to add into the trainings that I put into myself of just making sure that when I am running, I keep the ball with me, not just tap and go. But I pride a lot of myself in my physical strength, and I try to push that and make the defenders try to feel that in the games as I play.
Nice.
So you mentioned your brother Malik Henry Scott, who also plays professionally, and I've seen online that you've mentioned that he's a hero of yours. Can you talk a little bit about him and how he's influenced you as a person and a player?
Yeah. I don't know if you're watching this, man. I don't know where they got Hero from, but yeah, you're a role model for sure.
It was off the Bayern World Squad like bio page.
The bio page?
Yeah, that's where I think I saw it.
guess
So it was a while.
I guess I could work. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go for role model though. But yeah, he's definitely been a role model for me. Obviously, like as the firstborn, they're kind of like the blueprint for what the parents work with, and then blueprint for me as well, making sure that I can do things that he did that got him to where he does. And if he didn't do, if he wished he could change it, he obviously gave me that knowledge to do things differently. So I mean, he's just been there every step of the way, supporting me in everything that he could. I mean, before I signed professionally, I was committed to the same college that he was gonna go to. So it was yeah, he's been really everything, just everything that I strive to be like he is. So I just really appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
So, Tarik, looking back over all of your combined experience, can you tell us one player, either you played with him or you played against him, who you were just like, wow, this guy has some crazy technical skill or a physical attribute that just blew your mind?
Um, I didn't play against Messi, but obviously you see him play. But I would say Lucho Acosta. Yeah, in trainings, you see him on TV and everything like that, but like when you see what he's doing, like on the field in real time, it's crazy to think about it. You're like, wow, like I don't even I can't put into words, but it's just like what he can do with the ball. It's crazy.
Nice.
So I'm now gonna, if you're comfortable, ask you to reveal a secret about yourself.
Okay.
What is a top-notch but non-football related skill that you possess?
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
I wouldn't say like world class, but
Yet.
I would say I'm very good at ping pong. Back in the day, I used to have a ping pong table, and yeah, I run the table for like maybe like an hour, just macking them and like line after line, and just who's next, and then yeah, I have my own custom pedal at home and everything. So
Wow.
yeah, I'd say ping pong's there.
Second career once you're done with.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what the 2030 Olympics has in store.
And so, Tyreek, as a kid, was there a certain player, it could be domestic or internationally, that you looked up to that maybe you modeled your game after, or you just saw as kind of an icon to yourself?
I would say icon-wise, Wayne Rooney. I was definitely just in awe of like what he would do. Like at the time, you're not really like you don't really see like the off the ball stuff, like his work rate. I mean, obviously, like looking back on it now, like that was crazy too. But at the time, you just see like the kind of player he is, just a power player. He has strong technical ability. Like he'd be ripping shots from like 40 yards out. And at the time, that's like what I wanted to be like. So I would get the Team 90 cleats he had and try to wear the number 10 before I even knew what it meant for real. And then I would just be in the game, just playing with freedom, just because like I saw how he would do it. So I wanted to replicate that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so you're only 20, but you've obviously had a lot of different coaches from way back when you first started to now. Is there one piece of advice that any one coach has given you that's really stuck by you over the years?
Advice wise, I wouldn't really say advice in terms of like a one-liner, but just like the confidence in myself. I would say I was the interim manager. I had him when I was in the academy before he became the part of the first team system. But him and then actually Paul Maduka at Phoenix, he's on North Texas as well, and he really pushed me. Like that year that I signed professionally, it wasn't even in my mind I was going to sign professionally in the beginning of the year, but when he left, I was in a totally different like part of my game, and the confidence he gave in myself to be able to play the game that I want to play, like regardless of how old I am, like he didn't care how old you were. He cared about how much you wanted it, what you gave every day. And at the time in that career, I was like, I'm not gonna play. Like I'm young, like there's a bunch of other guys ahead of me, but he was like, nah, like if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna get an opportunity. I'm gonna make sure you are. And that stuck with me. And then obviously I ended up signing a pro contract later that year.
Amazing. All right. Well, we've completed the first section here. We're going to move on to the rapid fire. We're calling this the Lone Star edition because you are coming to us from Dallas. So just answer the best you can as quick as you can.
Sounds good.
All right. So what's your favorite thing about Texas?
Texas food.
Food? Okay.
I realized I don't want to say anything about Monterey Bay in terms of the food, but quickly realized that Texas is a very good food spot compared to the rest of the country.
Okay. I actually had another one on here when I was making this list that I removed, and it was about what's the best like food in Texas that everyone should try. So why don't you tell us about that?
Hutchins Barbecue.
Where is it located?
There's a couple. It's a chain.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys have any out here, but there's one down the street from me, off of. I could give you exact coordinates and everything, man.
Just drop a pin.
Yeah, I'll drop it. If you're in the Frisco area off El Dorado and Maine, or Preston and Maine, hit up Hutchins Barbecue. Their barbecue, a little pricey, but definitely worth it in terms of everything. So,
All right.
So, what is one non-barbecue related item that Texas does better than anywhere else?
also their Mexican food. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's just a correlation to the border or whatever the case is in terms of just like culture wise, but Mexican food is definitely very, very good.
It's a Tex-Mex up there, right? What song is at the top of your playlist right now?
Right now, I listen to, actually, it's gonna sound surprising, but either 865 by Morgan Wallen or yeah, probably 865 by Morgan Wallen or what is it called? Remember Him That Way by Luke Combs.
Oh man, you know who you should talk to is Diego Gutierrez. He needs some country music lesson.
He is not a big.
He needs lessons.
It's actually insane how much I got as a country over the last year and a half.
If you could take one thing back with you to Texas once you ultimately leave Monterey Bay, what will that be and why?
In terms of just like emotionally or actual like
Could be
something
anything at all, physical, emotional.
I would just say like the peace of mind here. This is a different pace compared to Texas, and then obviously like that's one thing. So I wanted to change like my scenery around, to just get like something new. And since I've been here, I've been like amazing. Like I have so much clarity in my mind of what like I want to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Me and my wife are just so happy to be here. So if I could bring that back to Dallas with me, that'd be the best thing I can do.
Awesome. And then what is your most frequently used emoji in text messages right now?
I'd probably say like the crying emoji, but now I don't use. I use like those cutout memes, like you screenshot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I use those a lot.
And our final rapid fire is: if you could play at any stadium in the world, even if you haven't done so already, what stadium would that be?
Old Trafford. I'm a huge, long-time Man U fan. We're not doing so hot these last couple of years, but yeah, I'll definitely be able to. I want to play there. Hopefully, one day I could call it my home stadium. So, but Old Trafford for sure.
Awesome. Well, Tarik, that's literally all the time we have. You killed every single one of these questions. We really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us, and look forward to seeing you on the pitch on Saturday.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.